Welcome back, A-listers. This is the week of May 3rd. I am Francisco.
And I am Andres.
This is Put It on the List, where we discuss everything streaming and entertainment. Two nerds, one pod. Here we go.
All right, man. Doing it.
Yeah, how was your weekend? How was your week?
What weekend? I was working a lot of overtime right now. Worked most of Saturday, some of Sunday. This is like the highlight so far of the week. This is great. I'm great to see you.
Yeah, man, excited to see you too.
How was your week?
A lot of the same work, and then, hanging out with the fam and checking out some stuff. And
It was tough. Hey, trying to check out some stuff. We checked out some stuff. So there's a lot of stuff on the list. Some stuff got taken off the list and are adding some stuff to the list. So, all right, man. So where are we going to start today?
First, we're going to start with Ozark.
Dude, that just came back on Friday. We are 5 episodes in, and we're planning on trying to finish out the last 3 tonight.
Dang, putting in some work.
Here's the thing. Internet, screw you, spoilers, they're going to be all over the place, so I figured we have until maybe Monday, Tuesday at the latest before we just get flooded with the spoilers, so try to stay ahead of it. And you, how far in are you?
2.5 episodes.
That's it?
That's it, man. Hey, calm down. I watched some other stuff. I'm between that and Better Call Saul. I'm caught up on Better Call Saul. So, and that's been primo stuff. Yeah.
All right. I mean, Ozark was on top of my list ever since they announced when it was coming back. Then we watched the first half and the back half and the 7 last episodes of the entire series. Super excited. And yeah, I know you've been excited about Better Call Saul, and we're enjoying it. Yeah,
I'm really digging it, but Ozark hasn't disappointed either. I'm only 2 episodes in, and I'm excited to finish it.
Dude, they ramped it from the first episode. It's just rocket ship, like, dude.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you want to get into any specifics.
No, just say consequences and things are happening and things are moving, and there's clearly an end strategy that they're aiming for. So I'm digging it.
Yeah. Somebody came to collect some checks, some bills, some money. It's like, hey, that's my shit. Give me that. So one thing I will say is that the music in this first episode was awesome. If you're a 90s hip hop head, you loved it. It was amazing. So shout out to whoever picked all the music, which I think is Jason Bateman. And great taste, my man.
We'll pass on the message. And we'll probably do maybe a wrap up of the whole Ozark season for a single episode because there's a lot to dissect.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Moving on to our next thing that's been on the list for, 4 weeks now? I think 4 weeks. And we've not even talked about it. This has been it was on the list. 5 weeks. It's on the list. And every episode escalated much higher on the list. Like, it shot to the top to the point where in our household, when's it airing? Is it airing yet? Wednesday. It airs Wednesday, meaning, and now the last episode 6, which is the final episode of the series, airs on this coming Wednesday. So we cannot get there soon enough. And you, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, man, I'm all caught up waiting. And it's funny because I have some nerd coworkers, and the streets are fiending for episode 6. Right? They are like, yeah, man, everybody's enjoying it, and they want, they're like, ooh, they have all these theories about gods and who are they going to resurrect and, all kinds of stuff. And you're just like, okay, we're going to get there, buddy. We're going to get there.
Yeah. I'm super digging that, no spoilers. I dig the fact that this show is fairly independent for anything else. It's a Marvel show, independent of every Marvel storyline that's taken place so far. So it's really approachable for pretty much in to watch. And it's not beholden to anything. So they're just going all over the place. And it's fun. It's so much fun. And the performances are amazing. And it looks.
I was just gonna say this last episode wasn't fun. It was super downer. Okay. No spoilers, but hey, it was a down ass episode.
What I super appreciate, the unexpected stuff that just continues to happen from episode to episode. I couldn't predict anything. Digging it.
True that. It's unpredictable for sure.
You and our coworkers are super in. So episode 6 coming up, top of the list, and we might have to take this one apart too at some point. All right, next on the list, what you got?
First 4 episodes of Outer Range on Amazon Prime, starring Josh Brolin. So far, man, it just hits the right spot for your sci-fi kind of mystery Western, mixture. Man, and the acting and everybody's on point, and it just keeps you guessing and wanting more and trying to figure out where it's going. How big are they going to go? Right now, it's like they ramp it up a little bit every time. So it's been exciting to watch.
I'm right there with you. I think we were 5 episodes in, possibly 6. It's towards the top of our list just because we want to know what is going on. Every episode, they dig the hole a little deeper and deeper of the mystery. There's more consequences coming at them in every episode. Like, how are they going to deal with this? What does this mean? What does that mean? There's layers of mystery. It's great. Another really cool thing in episode 6, I think it is, they do some crazy photography. It's pretty impressive how the amount of work they put into the show. Visually, it can be some really stunning stuff.
I agree. I'm not quite that far yet, but there've been some pretty cool shots where you're like, damn, that looks so peaceful. And because it's out in Wyoming, is it?
I think you're right.
And it's just some beautiful shots out there.
It's a lot of fun. And they just check out Outer Range, put that on the list. You'll know in the first episode or 2 if it's your bag. If not, you're either going to watch it all the way through or you're going to never watch it again. But check out Outer Range on Prime. All right, what else we got here?
One of our favorites, Winning Time on HBO, the show that keeps on giving.
Not just that, but giving some headlines. What's going on with the latest headlines with the real life folks?
Some people are having an issue with some of the portrayal of their lives when they were younger, especially Mr. Jerry West, the logo. He has taken it personal, and he's demanded a retraction from HBO, and HBO politely has declined and said, no thanks, we're good. And Jerry West says, I'm taking it to the Supreme Court. I'm not an asshole. So yeah. So that's been what's that?
Not sure that's how the Supreme Court works, but you do you.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, so that's been a side story, but the show has been super enjoyable. Even though a lot, every show takes liberties with facts, and that's why they put these disclaimers based on a true story. And because even some of the actual wins and losses have not been accurate on the show, so they've lost some of the games they said they won, and they've won some games they lost. And that's one of the things that they added to it. So I think it's just to create more drama than there was, because they want people to make it entertaining, so this is the NBA in the late 70s, which was not like a barn burner. The league was in trouble back then. They were fourth fiddle in the sports industry back then. So all the games were tape delayed, and nobody watched the games live. The arenas were empty, and a lot of these clubs were going bankrupt. And then Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came, and they helped build the industry. They turned the NBA around. So this is where we're starting at.
And it's not even that so much as at the beginning of the show, they give you a big disclaimer for like a long time in your face. Hey, by the way, this is not 100% factual. This is based on various characters, and some of the events are not real, but you get the picture. Have fun, enjoy. And the point is, it's totally enjoyable, especially in our household. We are not a basketball household whatsoever, and every week is it on? Is it on? Let's watch it. So we're totally in, man. Like, I would never have guessed. Never would have guessed.
Yeah, I'm so happy you guys did do it, because just by the trailers when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is not a documentary. This is gonna be entertaining, and I'm like,
it's like a stylistic retelling.
Yeah, yeah. And just from hearing and reading about all the stories from the 80s and 70s of the NBA, like the drugs, the sex, and all that stuff, I'm like, oh, they're gonna have some crazy stories in this show. So I'm glad that it's coming through, and it got renewed. So
yeah,
we're gonna make some more.
Not just that, but out of the show, I guarantee you, there's probably like 3 or 4 career-making performances that are happening right now. These people are, like, the actors per se. They are gonna have careers for a while. Like, I'm excited to see what they do next.
I agree.
Let's see what's next on our list.
Well, we're gonna talk about a little film, a little indie project. It's called Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yes.
Have you heard of it?
I recall.
Small little film.
Based on the 70s television show Spider-Man.
Yeah. I think it's in the top 10 of all-time grossing movies already.
Dude, it's nuts. I think right behind Endgame, I think it's this film, which is nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So we can't talk about this in terms of spoilers, but do you want to give your overall take to Spider-Man? Because I'll tell you right now, this was one of the top 2 or 3 films in the last 6 months that was on top of my list that I was just itching to watch. And I got it on Blu-ray. I ordered it way in advance, so it would show up like the day of. Because, me and my Blu-rays, I like my quality, so I went the Blu-ray route. But, what was your experience?
I went to watch it. Oh no, I rented it. I rented it at home when it became digital rental. I liked some of it. And some of it I tried to not.
You give some passes out.
Yeah, I was not trying to be too brainy, and I was like, please, is there smart people in this movie? I mean, there was a lot of decisions made that were not made by smart people, and all these kids are supposed to be going to MIT. I'm like, MIT? I'm like, they can't even figure things out. I'm like, oh yeah, let's put all the criminals in one little room. What are they talking about? And so I try to calm my old nerves down and, try to, just enjoy the film. And there were some enjoyable moments, and I tried to put common sense and reason to the side most of the time.
What bothered me the most, and I overall enjoyed it, but I did not enjoy it near as the last 2 films, because of the inconsistency of the characters. Kind of really took away from me. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, who are you guys? Like, what happened? Like you said, you're going to MIT, but you can't solve a simple equation of 1 + 1 = 2. So come on. That really took me out. I had a problem with that one. So overall, I enjoyed it. It's worth watching because there's other consequences that happen in the story that will probably ripple throughout the Marvel universe. Blah blah blah. I mean, they're getting into the whole multiverse thing, which is no surprise with Doctor Strange coming out, but could have been better. I felt the film was, besides the Doctor Strange tie-in stuff, it felt smaller in scope than the last 1 or 2 films. Like, that was just some dudes fighting, like, in a room for the most part.
Yeah, and also, I felt like there was only like 1 or 2 set pieces. There wasn't like a lot of like elaborate, like, oh yeah, things are happening, and it just felt like the, couple major ones. Yeah, like you said, small. And I kept wanting to see more, I guess, and I don't know. It did seem, I can't remember how long it was, but it did fly by. And I don't know if it was them being brainless and it was contagious and I just forgot how time goes and stuff. I don't know. But I couldn't get into it all the way.
Yeah, I have it on Blu-ray and I'm not feeling I need to watch it again anytime soon. Like, I own the last one too. No Way Home, Far From Home, the second one. Love it. It's so
Far From Home.
Yeah, Far From Home was great. It's in rotation because it's just a fun, enjoyable film. This one, not so much. Not so much.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's Spider-Man. Top of my list to probably off the list for a while. Not even in rotation for a bit. That sucks. Maybe
It'll be a tough rewatch.
Something? Did we miss something? Because everyone made $2 billion. Did we miss something? Are we stupid?
And people were saying it was the greatest superhero movie. I'm like, calmate.
It wasn't even the best of the 3 Spider-Man films that they made. So, anyways.
Was it better than Endgame? No. I've heard people say better than Endgame. I'm like, no, it's not better than Endgame.
Go back to Twitter, those people.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Spider-Man No Way Home, out now. All right. The last little trailer that came out for a movie that's actually been playing. Something we haven't talked about that looks so cool. A little film called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, starring Michelle Yeoh. It's in theaters now. We didn't really talk about it a lot, but apparently it's getting crazy rave reviews. And it's also it's a film based on like another multiverse theory. And apparently the film is just bonkers. And I can't wait to see it. I don't know when that's going to be. Have you seen the trailer for it yet?
Yes, I have. I love the trailer. It looked amazing.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I just got a text last night from my friend Merch. Shout out to Merch.
Hello.
She's like, I just watched this movie. Have you heard of it? And she was like, it was funny and weird, and I'm like, that's exactly what it is. It's just fun and weird. And there's some action sequences that in the trailer looked amazing. Can't wait to see like the whole thing. And I really like the cast. Michelle Yeoh, I'm down. She's still doing it, man. I don't know how old that lady is. She looks aces. She
hydrates and uses a moisturizer, and she does yoga. She eats clean.
Yeah, she bathes in olive oil.
Yeah, and that movie looks awesome. She's still impressive. So, and she was in Shang-Chi last year too, also killing it. So,
yeah,
shout out to Michelle Yeoh. All right, so that's the stuff that we watched. Here's moving on to what's new to the list to check out. What you got?
New to the list, we got The Offer on Paramount Plus.
Did that start airing?
Yeah, it started airing. I haven't seen it yet, but I want to because I'm a huge Godfather fan, and anything attached to Godfather I probably will check out.
What did the critics say so far? Anything?
I haven't had time to check it out.
Well, you're my favorite critic, so you let me know when you check it out.
Oh, Little Hearts.
Little Hearts.
Thanks. So looking forward to it as soon as I get a chance, man. But there's a lot of shit to watch right now.
A lot. We're trying to power through Ozark, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got also something that just started airing, and with so much stuff that we're watching, we actually watched this last week. We watched the season premiere of Barry on HBO. Did you get a chance to watch it yet?
I watched the first episode, and it was awesome.
It was pretty damn good. We went back and we watched the season finale of season 2 to prep us for the premiere because it's been years. So we got kind of back into it, and they didn't miss a beat. They went straight into where the story would naturally be going, and it's not good. It's good. I mean, it's great, but the characters are having a rough go of it.
Yeah. Except for Hank. I love Hank, man. Hank.
How does he not win all the awards?
I don't know.
That dude is so good. Like every screen, you're just like waiting, and as soon as he shows up on screen, you get a little giddy, like, "Ooh, Hank!"
Yeah, a little taste of Hank today. Yeah, they should do like an app where you can open it up and Hank can read something to you to make your day a better day.
Oh, hey man, how's it going?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. He's so funny.
How many cakes? 3 cakes? 4 cakes today? Just to be safe.
Wow, I didn't know you were going to go in full impersonation mode. I like it.
Hank, it's been years since I've seen Hank, so my Hank impression is poor, but I'll still take a swing and miss.
Better than mine. My Hank sounds like Pedro. Hey, you like it?
Needs work. Holy shit, that was terrible, man.
I know.
Really own it. All right, next.
Oh, real quick on the Barry side, I was gonna tell you there's this companion pod, and it's called the Prestige TV, something Prestige TV pod, and they're doing with Barry is that they're after each episode they're doing a reaction pod with the star of the show.
Way.
Yeah. His name.
Damn.
His name. What's his name? I forgot it right now. Yeah.
His name is Barry.
No, the actor dork.
Yeah, Barry.
Oh yeah. Well, Bill Hader.
I almost said Bill Hader.
There you go. It's gonna be they're gonna go through the episode and pick his brain of what he was thinking about when he was writing it, directing it, and shooting it. And
damn, I want to watch that.
I listened to the first episode and it was pretty solid. Yeah, oh yeah.
He's cool. He started as a PA in Hollywood. Like I think his first project or one of his first was he was a PA on Eraser for the Schwarzenegger film, and he said he would just stand outside with like a vest and just direct traffic. And he was so happy to be working on a movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger was working on, even though he had nothing to do with him. But eventually, they have their run in. But it's pretty funny. He has some pretty funny stories. He's a pretty down to earth guy who loves movies. Like he loves entertainment.
You can tell.
Oh yeah.
By listening to him, and then and he's honest. Like if he doesn't know, it's just they'll ask him something, and he's like, "Shit, man, I don't know."
Oh, another fun thing about Bill Hader, he was a voice in one of the Pixar films, Inside Out. Is it Inside Out? Where they're in the brains. And he actually spent a lot of time with the Pixar story people just because he wanted to learn storycraft. Right? Because he wants to make his own stuff. So he used to just hang out at Pixar in the writers' rooms just as a fly on the wall, watching them work. So he learned a lot of writing skills from the Pixar writing crew, which is kind of like creme de la creme for the most part. And like a master class of him just sitting in the corner. How amazing would that be?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Dude, he's good. I look forward to whatever he does next, even though Barry season 4 is on its way. All right, what do we got next?
Next, we have something on Amazon Prime that they're doing right now that they dropped all, if not most, of the James Bond movies on Amazon Prime.
Oh, do you know why they did that?
No, why is that?
Because Amazon bought MGM, which owns the MGM studio, which owns James Bond and a bunch of other properties. My head's still kind of getting wrapped around it. I think they own Wizard of Oz now too, technically, Amazon.
That's crazy.
So they now are neck deep in the James Bond, and they're developing some kind of a James Bond show of some sort. And so yeah, coming soon to Amazon Prime, James Bond, the series of some sort. Anyways, yeah. All right. What would be your top 3 James Bond films to put on the list?
Top 3.
Everything available.
With everything available.
Yeah. Maybe you go, then I'll go, then you go, then I go.
Yeah. I'm gonna go probably more recent because growing up we didn't watch James Bond films. My dad was not a fan, so he was like excluded all James Bond from my childhood. So didn't watch them till later. And in his own way, he was helping me out, I guess. He thought I don't need to watch no fake spy shit. But my first would be GoldenEye. GoldenEye from the 96 or 94. I can't remember. Pierce Brosnan. I remember that movie. And James
95.
95? Okay.
Fall of 95, I believe.
Yeah. And we were just wee lads, and we had Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, and I remember that, and it was pretty solid. Still, I think it still holds up for a James Bond movie, because if you see some of the old James Bond movies, hey, they're out there.
They're like sci-fi meets spy meets futurist idea of sci-fi. They do what they needed to do. I like them.
Yeah.
I got some picks, but go ahead.
So I got that.
You're going with GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Then I got Casino Royale first chapter with Daniel Craig, and I thought it was just a badass movie. And
it was a badass movie.
And James Campbell, before he broke my heart with Green Lantern, he did an amazing job with this. Mark Campbell.
Get your shit straight.
Yeah, I know. And
you're traumatized by his Green Lantern so much, you just try to get his name wiped from your memory.
Yeah. Well, he did a great job with Casino Royale. Yeah. And then
he also directed GoldenEye too. Did you know that?
No, really?
Yeah, Mark Campbell. He directed the first Pierce Brosnan film, and he directed the first Daniel Craig film. So those two are arguably probably the more of the solid entries for those actors.
Yeah, for sure.
He kicked off the James Bond franchise twice.
Wow,
that's pretty baller.
Yeah, too bad he sucked at Green Lantern. Thanks.
I wouldn't know.
Thanks, Martin. And my other pick would be Skyfall, directed by Sam Mendes and starring Daniel Craig again. Man, that movie's just so good. Clean, sharp. The color palettes, the cinematography, the music. It was really well done. The acting.
I think the cinematography in Skyfall is probably the best cinematography of any James Bond film, period. Also because it was shot by Roger Deakins, who won an Academy Award for 1917.
Also, 1917 was robbed. It should have won the Oscar that year for best film.
You heard it here first, folks.
I love that movie. I can watch that right now.
That was nuts. It's on something right now streaming. It's awesome.
Yeah. So those are my 3 films. What do you got?
I'll try to mix it up a little from you because
I went pretty recent.
Some of us, my father loved James Bond. So, dude, I saw a James Bond film in the theater starring Sean Connery. That's how much my dad loved him. When we were kids, we watched, I think it was Never Say Never Again, which technically is not a James Bond. Yeah. So it's a remake of Thunderball by a rival studio who just took the entire story, redid it all, starring the same actors. That's a whole other ball of wax I don't want to get into here, but it's a remake of the other James Bond, Thunderball. And Thunderball is probably a better film, so I'm gonna recommend Thunderball, Sean Connery. I'm gonna go towards I have a lot of love for the Living Daylights and License to Kill, starring Timothy Dalton. Those were dark Bonds. You think the Craig stuff was dark. The Timothy Dalton stuff gets pretty gnarly. It's pretty grounded in a different way. It's balanced. But man, those films I think are pretty kick-ass. So those are interesting. Definitely, if you have not seen the Timothy Dalton ones, check them out. They do some stuff. Like Robert Davi is the bad guy in License to Kill. That dude's mean.
I think I remember a License to Kill. I think there was an 18-wheeler that does a wheelie.
There is an 18-wheeler that does a wheelie.
And my dad was like, turn that shit off. 18-wheelers can't do that.
Dude, I watched the behind the scenes thing when I was a kid and they showed how they did that chase. I was like amazed. They had to build some special rig that was lift the rig up. Like, makes no sense, but it's cool. Dude, it's fantasy.
Super fantasy.
Big time. And all right, so I got to throw a Roger Moore film in there. Yeah, so many. The Roger Moore stuff is so cool. He plays it so differently from, like, say, Sean Connery.
Did he have all the iconic names for movies, like Octopussy and Moon? No.
He did one, Moonraker.
Okay.
The one I might recommend because it's just bananas. It's out there and it kind of like has so many crazy things, and the villain is just so ridiculous and the story is so ridiculous, is A View to a Kill. The whole thing makes so little sense. I watched it again last year too as an adult. Watching as a kid, I'm like, all right. Watching as an adult, still makes no sense. So, and it takes place in the San Francisco Bay Area, which some folks know that's where I live. So watching it again, from like a logistical standpoint, nothing makes any sense in that film. Like, what are they doing? They're trying to like drain the ocean. It makes no sense. Anyways, but it's fun because you get to watch Christopher Walken just chew up the scenery and be a crazy Christopher Walken Bond villain.
Wow. And was that the 80s or 70s?
80s, 86 maybe, 84, 86, somewhere in there. So yeah, check out the Beautiful Kill. It's just a little ridiculous, but it's fun. It's just stupid, but it's fun.
Okay.
Those are my 3, I guess, right now. You could watch any and just be fine. I would say here's some to take off the list. Any of the Pierce Brosnan films that are not called GoldenEye.
Yes.
Dude, they're so bad.
Wasn't Halle Berry in one of those?
She was. Michelle Yeoh also was in one. Oh, you know who else was in one and who was just the worst?
Who?
Denise Richards.
Oh. I remember her. Her 15 Minutes of Fame.
Miss Academy Award herself. Oh my God, terrible. Like, she's just there. Like, how she did not get fired from day one is baffling to me. But,
yeah.
Anyways, moving on. Ugh. I don't know if you've seen. I sent it to you, and I think you got it. So, Sonic film in theaters, doing really, really well. The second film, who would have guessed? Good for them. Kids love it. So, up for auction. And like a week or two ago, a unopened, pristine condition copy of the Sega Genesis game Sonic the Hedgehog went into auction. I didn't see what it closed for, but it was the current bid was $80,000 for this unopened cartridge of Sonic the Hedgehog. What is the world coming to?
Hey, if people have that bag, they're going to pay for it, you know?
That's nuts. That blew my mind when I saw that. And that made my whole childhood watching all my Sega Genesis stuff just go away.
And thrown out.
Wow. 80,000. I don't even know what it closed for. So, but yeah, that was it's crazy how memorabilia goes for so much these days.
Yeah, you never know what's going to hit and what's not, you know? And all it took is film, these 2 movies, and now all of a sudden. Yeah.
So yeah, kids, check your closets for unopened Sonic the Hedgehog cartridges, and you might be able to afford a couple semesters in college. All right, I think that's all of our topics for tonight. You got anything else?
Looking forward to chipping away at this list, and episode 6 of Moon Knight this week, and hopefully.
Prediction: how do you think you're going to be using a lot of tissues at the end of this episode?
Episode 6, I just hope I'm not upset. You know, like upset that they didn't do a good job. If they make me cry, hey, good for them. I'm not afraid of shedding some tears on good stuff. But if I'm like, damn, they messed it up, oh man, I'm not gonna be too happy.
You want them to stick the landing, whether there's tears or no tears. Stick the landing.
Yeah. And to be honest, a lot of these Disney Plus shows have not stuck the landing, you know, so
agree.
It would be nice if they do.
I would say pound for pound, minute for minute, this is probably the best or second best Marvel show for what they've been doing. It's tight. Like every episode's about an hour, and they don't waste any. There's not a single episode that's mostly wasted. Like there's a couple episodes of some of the other ones that are gone named, and it's like, why did that whole episode even exist?
Yeah. This has been pretty great.
So, all right. So next week we get to find out tissues or no tissues on Moon Knight for this guy. And hope everyone has a great week. Watch what you're going to watch. Make sure your list is nice and full and start knocking it off. So for this week, you are
Francisco.
This is Andres saying until next week, take care, everybody.